Hi, Dave Lechuga. This is a video that's primarily for my students at Lake Forest Dojo. I'm not doing it to disseminate beyond that. If you want to do that, then please talk with me, and we also need to talk with SKA headquarters. So many of you are training, some of you are not training, but most of us have questions about how to practice on our own. I was fortunate in that I had Don Dupree, who talked with me about how to do that before I went to graduate school up at UCLA, and he gave me some very helpful suggestions. And then I had Greg Scott, had Tom Zilla, people who really drilled into me the importance of practicing on your own. For right now though, I just want to do certain snippets just so people can work on things on their own, like start with basics, and then other episodes I may do something on kata, may do some drills, but let's just see how this goes. Okay? Ready?
Yeah, I'm just going to continue recording and I'll cut out the fluff.
So when you practice on your own, warm up first. Do things. You can do kata, you can do the stretching that we do before class. One of the things that I ask students to do, to learn how to do, is slow kicks. So this warms you up pretty quickly. You can get your knee up here, and you need to keep your toes back as you do a slow and correct front kick. Knee up, out, and back. And for beginners, I suggest you do this 20 times on one leg, and then switch and do 20 times on the other leg. In the dojo, we actually flip around and go to the other side. But you can do 20 one leg, ball the foot. A lot of beginners do this. We want to extend out here. We want to relax your arms, your upper body. 20 one side, then round kick. 20 with your knee up, kicking with your ball of your foot, first 10, and then top of the foot, second 10. And of course, seniors, you can kick more, and you do more repetitions. So both sides, 20, first 10 or so, top of the foot, bottom, ball of the foot, then second set, top of the foot. So that when you kick an opponent, you can kick with the ball of the foot, or top of the foot if you need. Then the third set for basic slow kicks will be get your knee up and turn your leg out if you have the flexibility and kick through with your heel for side thrust kick. All the way out, take your time. Do 20 on one side, or seniors, I suggest you do 25 to 30. Same on the other side. You're always going to have one side that's better than the other. And watch this tension here. Some people really tighten up. Just relax. Put everything into your heel. Go out and back. Okay? Well, that's a good drill because a lot of times when people kick, they drag their foot and then they kick. And we need to get that foot up and kick. Whatever kick it might be, get that leg up and kick. Get the leg up, kick. And good kickers always pull their legs back. Okay? So there are other drills I can show seniors, like I'll go over a 4-beat drill. That would be helpful, not just sliding in, but you can slide this way. So I'll give you this for now, since you guys are warming up. So seniors can move in, and the beats are 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? The senior members, you can add, do 10 one side, 10 the other side, or a senior member can add hand techniques like 1, 2, 3. Do a set of 10 like that. 1, 2, 3, or here. 1, 2, 3, or some combination. Okay? So you do 10 on each side. Sensei told Sandan candidates that he wants them to do this 100 times a day for a year before they take the Yodan test. I guarantee you, say there's 40 Sandan candidates, 40 Sandans rather, at Sandan practice with Sensei. I'd be surprised if 2 did these every day. And guess who passes? Okay? Since when Mr. Shima tells you to do something, if you don't do it, it's on you, not on him. It's on you. Because if you start to do things that you believe will make you better, as opposed to what Sensei tells you, what Greg tells you, what your instructor tells you, then your ego's taking over your practice because you think you know more than they do about how to practice. You don't. You don't. So you have to give that ego up, or else you're just going to stay here. Okay? So those are good warm-up drills. I wouldn't do other fancy stuff. Just keep it real basic like that, because you only do drills that are in the service of karate. And those are drills that Sensei gave us. And that slow kick drill is something that I learned from Greg Scott. It's excellent. Okay. Basics. Kihon, you start with the kibidachi. These are basics that were taught to me by Don Dupree. Good fist. You don't want that fist turned over like this. Good pulling hand. Sometimes we roll our pulling hands. Our pulling hands are way out here or they're up here. If you test the technique and you put the pulling hand right here, it'll work. And the fist has to be the same fist you have when you do knuckle push-up. It's pretty straightforward. Just here. That works. That holds your weight. So here, this holds your weight. So I always suggest you start here and do at least 40, one by one. Okay? And then from there, your last one, you can step in to a Furudachi, 50-50 stance. From here, shift in. Gyakuzuki, watch your pulling hand. This shoulder has to be forward, chin down, and then back. In, back. And no blinking of the eyes. A lot of people do this. And you mention to them, and they don't even know that they're blinking their eyes. Eyes have to be straight in. Everything goes in and then back. Everything back. And the last point about this, there's many points, is that you have your hit, and then you pull back. Hit, pull back. That's good enough for now. The maite starts here, not out here. Elbow in. Again, it's kind of one of those things. I point this out, and we point it out to people, and they're always starting this way. That means your maite doesn't come active until way out here. You want your maite to be active here, 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 and then rotate it back. Out and back. Okay, do a set. At least 20, 30. Okay, this is your bread and butter karate right here, nothing fancy. Okay, you can, with both of these, you can add moving in at the end of the set, so you get the reach of someone who has to extend their mop. Here, reach in, and that hip has to go in. If your hip doesn't go in, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. The other technique that I added, Don would do this, Greg would do back fist, but not on a regular basis with the kihon. I just put it in because it's a nice weapon. It's easy to learn. So here we start good pulling hand, the kibidachi. Some of you can make a lower one than I do, great. But from here, left hand on top of right, in, and this is a whipping feeling here. Here, and you hit with the back two knuckles of the hand, here. And this pulling hand stays where it should be, here. Okay, so we do one side, yome. And actually from down here, you can do stepping in as well. And for those of you who are younger and more agile, you can work on your switching drills. Like switch and punch, switch and punch. That would be a more advanced drill for senior members. It conditions you. Then we do the same thing on this side. By the way, I would suggest, if you're right-handed, that you always start with your left hand, your non-dominant side, so that you can work that, because you can guarantee you're going to get fighters, if you do much fighting, who are southpaws, and if you don't understand how to fight from that area, you're going to get hurt. Okay, and they love that. So same sequence on this side as well. And again, with all of these, we do a set. You know, I would say 20, 30, say one way, and then finish up going in here. Okay. Breathing is really important with all of these techniques here. So we don't want the breathing to be tight. Breathing kind of comes this way. So, back, sit back, sit back, comes out this way. Sit, because you hit with everything here over time, not just your arm. Okay? So if we continue on with basics, so let's say you do 40 here, 40 here, including this, and same on the other side, and 40 of these. You got a pretty good warm-up going here. Okay, things that we do in class. Then we always come back, like if you finish your last set, say you're here, you finish your last set, come back to mid, don't bounce around, yasune, okay? Discipline yourself. Whenever you hear a command, even in your mind, like you may, come back, but you're still alert. Yasame. Okay? A lot of times, sometimes what we see with beginners is they'll hear yame, and they're doing this. Oh, yasame. Okay, don't do that. In a fight, you wouldn't do that. You back up, still watch this person, but you're still alert, even in yasame. Okay. So with ozuki, again, I would suggest when you practice on your own, you step in with your non-dominant side. But today, I'll show the way I show in class. So good fist. As soon as you hear yoi, you're already in a fist, huh? You don't wait. You don't hear yoi and then go to a fist. Yoi. Actually, you may. Let's do it this way. So before that instructor even says yoi, get ready. But certainly have your fists here. And kata, when you hear the kata being announced, you're already in fists. You don't wait for yoi. But from here, we step in right down the middle. Here, say for ozuki. We don't step in like this. Okay. We step in right down the middle. And then when we move in, it's almost like our thighs brush. And we go right over the foot here. And when you turn, your mind has to go first, then your eyes, then your body. And your breath brings it together. In. Mind is already back there. Eyes, then body. Brings it here. Okay? So we do a set. I suggest, if you're doing basics on your own, it depends on your time. But I'd like to do 100. Doesn't take that long, but 100. Left leg in Gedambarai. We go from here. We go through our blocks. 1. And that Gedambarai is a fist above, fist and a half above your leg. Or else it's not a down block. It's something else. We still have a few members who think they're doing down blocks, but they do this. And you tell them, but they don't understand. So if you see it here, please check your down blocks. Here, here, comes up to the shoulder and down. Okay, and when you turn, same thing. Mind, eyes, body, but breathing brings you around. Here. So agyuke, down block, then agyuke, up block. Keep that elbow in. You kind of cover one eye to do it correctly. You should have a friend test your agyuke. And you don't open and close your fists. Some people do this. There's only a couple of places in kata where that happens, but in kihon, keep your fists closed unless you're going to use your hands to do something when they're open. Okay, so we're up block, back, back. And some styles, some dojos turn, just like we do in basic, that's fine too. But I think you should learn to do blocks forward and backward. Because what happens is when people don't learn how to move backward, they do this. So my back foot comes up, because they don't know how to move their weight. Take your weight and just move it back here. Move it back. Just move your weight back. So blocks. Gedambarai, agyuke, uryuke, and this is here. Fist distance elbow from the ribs here, shoulder height. And finally, tetsuuke, up and across. The error that you typically see with juniors is they don't know when they're opening up. So they'll often do uryuke like this, and here. As opposed to protect, protect, protect. Okay? And then finally, kokusudachi, and do shitobarai. Side of the face, side of the face, side of the face, back. You may. So senior members are expected to do other things, like down block, reverse punch, Agyuke, reverse punch. Shotokan and Dikite combinations, okay? Then we move into kicks, last segment. So again, we come yame and kamaite. And if you want to condition yourself, don't do a set, get a drink of water. Do a set, get a drink of water. Do a set, get a drink of water. You're not going to get dehydrated in 30 minutes, all right? And you got to train your mind to not be thirsty, right? Just suck it up a little bit here. Okay, from here, lift your knee, am I getting? We want this close to the body. I'll show it from the side. We kick, we want to lean out here because if you lean out, I've got to spin my standing leg, and Greg hates that. And he's absolutely correct. We don't want to spin that leg because your power goes in all these different directions. We want everything to be here, set, right into the opponent. Set, right into the opponent. So when you do your set, get your knee up tight, try to keep that standing leg right where it is, and make your kick, and make it with the ball of your foot. Then with Mwashigeri, so I would suggest if you practice on your own, you do minimum 30. I try to do about 40 of one kick. Then Mwashigeri, get your knee up, and do not forget to land in a kibidachi, so your power goes through, and then back to Zenkutsudachi. Again, a lot of times you see this. If I hit somebody, my weight stays right here. I have nothing that's going to hurt him, unless you tap him in the head. But if I kick through, my power goes through, and then you come right back. Okay, set there, turn, and then back. And then after maybe 30 or 40, kibidachi, work your side up kick, and be able to kick underneath the chin, in the groin, or lift your knee up and straight into the chest. Pick different targets. Okay, do one direction. Maybe you do one set just with the ball of your foot. The next set with the top of your foot. Okay, and senior members, with all these kicks, we add combinations. So do your basics first, then add a set where you add a maite. Okay, wash again. Do something that is more like kumite. Side thrust kick's pretty easy to just do first. I mean, it's not an easy kick. It's not my favorite kick, but try to get the knee up, and we don't want to do this. Kind of lift and kick. You want to pull the knee up, kick past here, pull the knee up, and drive the heel in. Get your leg back, like a good kicker always does, or else someone's going to catch your kick. You do a set up and back. Again, I'll review these. And then Mikazuka Geri or Ao Geri. Get your foot up, kick that hand. And senior members can add an elbow. Or they can add something like elbow, 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 elbow. Okay, last basic, fumokomi. So we start here, and then when you hear the count, depending on which leg you're going in with, let's say go with the left here. You go in, right away you have a feeling of an opponent, but it's a stomping kick. So our target is down here. Some members will go a little further out, but technically it's a stomp. So up here, track, and you come back. Actually, the way we do is we'll step in here, land. Okay, and you can come back here, or you can actually switch. The way we do it in the dojo, though, let's keep it simple. So we step in and kick, come back. Then other side here, come back, in, and watch this pulling elbow. Keep it tight to the body. Here, and back. Senior members, you can start this way, and fumokomi. Actually, you start this way. Am I getting? Fumokomi. And then switch legs. Am I getting? Fumokomi. Switch legs. Or triple kick. 1, 2, 3. Then back. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then back. Okay, so that's Kihon. I would suggest that you do basics on your own, especially when you're not coming to the dojo 3 times, 4 times a week. And then after basics, maybe do your kata. Do the basic kata that you know, all of them. Even if you do 3 of each kata, if you only know 3 kata, it's 9 kata. But if you have a favorite, do that one 10 times, 20 times. Okay? And the last piece, and I'll go over some of the kata another time, would be matching. Like, how do you match when it's just yourself? I remember I asked Don before I went away to UCLA, I said, hey Don, how do I practice when it's just me? Because I can do all the basics, I do what I need to do. I think then I was a brown belt when I went up to UCLA for my doctorate. And he said, well, when you do kumite, just think about the ugliest person you know. Just think about me. And then you just face him. So I just thought about Don. I didn't say anything about, you know, how he looked or anything like that. I just knew he was mean, but he was also very loving. But so I just kept in my mind, okay, I'm facing Don Dupree, and I'm attacking. Okay, and then he's attacking me. Okay, but of course, you don't yell like that if you're someplace, but practice first your gedambarai so you have confidence in your hip. A lot of times people go to the inside prematurely, or they move prematurely because they don't have confidence in making a good gedambarai or making a good agioke. And this should be just like a weapon. Then in. Okay? So for junior members, work stepping in and then attacking. Do it from both sides. Come from here, step in, and imagine an opponent, because you're going to have to work distance with an opponent. And attacking, and attack 2 different levels. So you attack Chudan, middle level, attack Jodan. See how my fist turns over too? This is where your Kihon helps. If you punch like this, I guarantee you, if someone like the sensei sees that, he'll be all over you. It's incorrect. Here. Your fist is like this, incorrect. Fix it, okay? It's pretty easy. So 1 time, 3 time beginners. Make sure you work on your down block, reverse punch, your up block, reverse punch. And then you can move to the inside, but you have to get your foot over to the inside. I'll talk about that another time. Okay? They finish with one other thing, bags. So we'll do more on this another time. But I want you, if you have a bag, to at least appreciate what you can do with your karate. It's good to glove up because you can train when you start cutting your knuckles a little bit. We used to think that was cool before. It's not cool. It's kind of dumb. So get some good gloves, or when you hit the bag, you don't have to hit it that hard. But this is where you feel your hip hitting the bag. You want everything to go in. Head goes in. And get a lighter bag. This is about 40, 45 pounds, maybe lighter. That one is almost too heavy. So you work this, and I would say if you're doing bag work, 2 sets of 20 or 25, the last 5 going in, and switch legs and do it over here. Same thing. Come back, do the same thing with the mic thing. Other side, then same thing with back fist. And then some combination. If you get that bag for 1 minute like that, it's a pretty good workout. Okay, there are other things we can work on with the bag, but just for today, that's enough. And then you can work your kicks. Get your leg up, kick the bag. If you're spinning your foot like this, you're going to feel it right away. You want the foot to be steady, every kick. Front foot is nice and steady, every kick. And then you can do your round kick. Probably top of the foot is okay. And then your side thrust kick. You don't have to kill the bag, just impact it. Okay? You can also do 1 minute of any kick in there. All right, so that should be a good workout. Should be a good start. If you have any questions, just call me or text me, okay? Thank you.